Behind Jackson Middle School in Champlin sits an observatory. It's a two-story building with a classroom on the first floor and a telescope upstairs.
So it's a 14-inch Cassegrain. It's pretty big. It's much bigger than you'd pick up and walk out into the yard and set up.
Ron Schmidt is the observatory coordinator.
That is lovely. There's Mount Huygens right there, 20,000 feet up.
He shares the skies with students at the school and also with the public several nights a month during open houses.
I'm actually not a professional teacher. I'm kind of cheating. I've got this cool place out back that's got all the neat toys.
He's been working here for nearly 10 years.
September, the year I started, we had a birthday party out here for me and brought the family up to show them my new office. But by that time, cancer put my mom in a wheelchair.
There is an elevator in the observatory to help people get upstairs. But once you are next to the telescope, it's still a few more steps up to get to the eyepiece.
So mom sat, and of course she's, being mom and just, oh, I'm fine. But it did give me the idea that, if we're going to have access, let's have access. And if the eyepiece is way up here, we don't have access for everybody.
So Schmidt got to work. He got in touch with a friend of his at the Minnesota Astronomical Society, and they started brainstorming ideas for how to extend the telescope's eyepiece. It took a few tries, but now the observatory has a relayscope.
So this is the part that connects to our telescope.
So it's actually two telescopes looking at each other. So taking the view from where your eye would be, pushing it out the front of a telescope, on the other end of the tube is a telescope that picks up that view and pushes it back to the size that comes out into your eye.
Schmidt was recently able to put it to use for the first time.
We brought some students up here, students that are in a wheelchair, and they were able to make it up here easily and look through the telescope, and it was just a treat to be able to share that with them. We went downstairs, and I chatted with the boys afterward to get some impressions. The word awesome was used a lot. And one of the lads said, I have no words. So we got wrapped up. I started to walk them back into the school. And the kid that had no words found some. And he turned around and said, I think I want to be a science teacher. Maybe even teach astronomy.
Many observatories can share what the telescope sees through a video monitor. And the Jackson Observatory can do that as well. But Schmidt says that's not going far enough.
Well, I can put anything on the TV. I can take Hubble pictures and go, hey, there you go, it looks awesome, right? But to actually have those photons hit your eyeball, that's the game changer. I mean, when you're actually looking at Saturn with your eyes, it's not a picture. It looks exactly like a picture, but those are actually the photons of light that have come from 1 billion miles away, smashing into your retina and ending their existence, converting it into a nerve impulse that makes your jaw drop open and go, holy cow. I'm actually looking at it. That's a whole other experience. And that's what the relayscope provides. We're not just handing them a postcard and going, see, isn't it pretty? But we're actually providing an experience where they can connect with the stuff out there.
It's about creating equity and making educational opportunities more available to all students.
When you make possibilities available, there are enough challenges in this world that block you out of things, that prevent opportunities for you. And if we can clear out some of those blocks, clear out some of those roadblocks for people and make it available to them, then there's a whole other world of possibility for them. It's just a little accommodation, but it's one that includes everybody now. And now there's not an exception to coming up to the observatory.
For North Metro TV News, Danica Peterson reporting.